Hi, everybody. Welcome back. Let's go ahead and do our broad market analysis. So, our broad market analysis, we're going to be covering the period from 23rd April to the 28th. So, again, tonight with futures, and then into Friday the 28th. Big week ahead of us, and you guys can see that just by looking here at the calendar. I use Earning Whispers. This is a free resource that I use on Twitter. Been using them for many, many years, but always check with your broker just to ensure that the times and the names are accurate and definitely reporting on those days if you have any questions. You can see we really start heating up here on Tuesday with Microsoft. We have Alphabet, UPS, McDonald's, Visa, 3M. And then over here on Wednesday, we have Boeing, Meta, Roku, Humana. And then on Thursday, big names again, Amazon, Caterpillar, Intel, Lilly, Snap. It just keeps going on and on. And Southwest, I'm excited. This is like Christmas for me. I love this time of year into the quarterly earnings, so it should be really nice and fun. Next thing I want to look at is the econ data. What do we have coming up this week? So Tuesday, you can see here new home sales, FHFA, home price index, consumer confidence. Wednesday, durable good orders. You guys can read down here, and then Thursday, GDP initial jobless claims, continuing jobless claims. So Thursday, kind of a day there, and then on Friday. Employment cost index, personal income, PCE index, core PCE index, and then I don't see any Feds talk in here, so I'll have to double check just to make sure there's no surprises out there. But to me, it seems kind of sideways to quiet this week until these big names report and we get some kind of information from those. All right, let's go ahead and go into the SPY and QQQ neutral strategy from last week, folks. You can see that we ended up just closing right in the neutral box. So if you guys were selling iron condors, we talked about that last week. That would have worked out really, really well for you. We did get a little push over the green, so if anybody tried to go long over this, if you recall, we talked about not thinking that the market could go up very much last week. So this was more from a standpoint if you're going to day trade it, it looked okay, but it did break down and then overall just being really neutral. Notice that the lines in here, the trendy edges worked really well as far as support is concerned on the SPYs. Over here on QQQ, same thing. It barely moved to the upside. It did break down. Once it broke down below the red, we did hit T1, we hit T2, and we got very, very close to T3. And so this worked out a lot better than this one. It just kind of depends on how you look at it, how you traded it. Again, iron condors on SPY would have been great, and QQQ going short into the targets down below would have been great. Next thing I want to look at is this week. If you would, just take a quick picture of it. SPY and QQQ, these are your levels. Okay, we'll give you about 5 seconds there to take a picture of that. And if you want to learn how to trade that neutral strategy, remember I do have a video on the YouTube, my YouTube, and it's called Trendy Trading, and I talk about how I trade that neutral strategy. Let's go ahead and move on. This is the bigger picture here on the SPY. The big thing that I wanted to note this week is check out the monthly. Last week we hardly moved, but as long as we're holding this cloud, I think we remain bullish. I'm not saying that we can't continue to go sideways and choppy to down, but the bigger picture right now, we have two yellow bars on the histogram. We're above the monthly EMA cloud. We're rounding out, and again, we're just into a lot of pressure here, into some supply, and that seems to be holding us up for the last several weeks. Next thing I want to look at is the Qs. And if you take a look here, you can see here on the we are inside at the moment, and this really like makes me wonder if we are just going to close on a inside month here. All right, so we have all these big names reporting, and technically speaking, we hit our level up here, which was that white line there around 330. And then price just kind of pulled back, and we're just hanging inside, and an inside candle just kind of tells me, be patient. It's not until we can start to bid over last month's high that things start to look a lot better, or that we pull down into the cloud again at around 305 to 299 on the QQQ. Okay. Next thing we're going to look at is going to be the dollar. Check it out. The support, again, just keeps holding and holding. I would like to note that here on the monthly, and typically we'll show you the weekly, that we do have an inside and down formation. Again, in order for this to really create some good range to the downside, we're going to have to break that support. So I would say at least create an alert here at or below that 101.1. And if we start to break down below that, I do believe we can head down towards 98. And that's what we've been talking about for the last several weeks. Going over here on the TNX, I want to give you a different look as far as the 1 month is concerned, because we didn't quite break down yet like I was expecting into demand, but the monthly is showing that we are holding the EMA cloud as support. We did break through resistance and we're just kind of holding here. I see lower highs and lower lows. I believe we do continue to head down, but any kind of pressure to the upside here, just be caution. So a little yellow flag there, and of course, yellow flag on the dollar because we're at support. Okay. All right, next one is going to be the skew. The skew came in almost at 133 this week. It's coming into this area where I would consider it's a protect or risk off. And considering the fact that we're going into earnings, we obviously want to be careful. My biggest thing is just to relax, understand it's a hurry up and wait type of market. We're waiting for big names to report. So therefore, I really want to concentrate just on a few names, and that would be the SPY and QQQ, neutral strategy, our ES futures, our NASDAQ futures, the stuff that we're typically trading day in, day out. And then I do want to concentrate on, names that are reporting. So, for example, like Microsoft, Google, Amazon, all those, I'd like to work up some blueprints and have those ready to at least intraday trade. And we'll have some plans for that. Okay, so that's all I have far as these charts are concerned. And then we have the fear and greed index, which is, it came down about 2 notches. It was at 67 last week. It's at 65. It's still saying that we're greedy. So overall, we're still in supply. We still have a lot of earnings on tap. We're basically at that sit and wait stage. And really the dollar, the TNX, the skew, and the fear and greed, they're all saying yellow flag right now. Okay, yellow flag to the upside. So just be cautious. Let's go ahead and minimize this. Let's get over here to our future traders, and this is where we like to live. This is going to be your ES futures weekly. Okay, nothing's changed here. Looks like a lot of lines, folks, but just kind of point out to you what's going on is I have a zone, and then inside that zone, I broke it down into quarters, 25, 50, and 75. Last week, we came up, we smacked that 50%, we came down, we closed on an inside week. So perhaps this week we could see an inside and up or an inside and down. And, we teach that here in the room. You guys know what to look for. So if we cross that threshold, we'll know what to do, whether it's to the downside or upside. Your support has been working over the last several weeks, and that has been around 4109. Let's go ahead and go into the daily look. I've changed the triggers just a tad. And by the way, guys, I went ahead and updated the room file. So go in there to see these charts. Okay, please understand that. And if you got any questions, please let me know. Our new triggers, 41, 42, 61, and then 41, 23, 98. And then our resistance is up here around 41.72, and our short triggers up here at 42.06. And again, folks, we wait for the for price to get there before we do anything. And then when price gets there, that's when we use our TTM Squeeze Pro down here at the bottom, and I teach you guys how to do that as well on a smaller time frame. And this is more or less the tool that helps us when we get to these triggers. Okay. All right, then the next thing I want to show you is the 4 hour. This one's important. This is what I'm looking for. This is supply up here around 41.70 by 41.99. Basically what I'm saying is if price runs up into this area, I would expect it to be resistance. And if price for some reason comes down here closer to support, I would expect a bounce from there. I do expect sideways in the ES futures. It's not until we really start to break down below the support that I think we could head down towards the 40.99 level by 40.75. And again, I don't think it's going to be easy. We have this level right here that is around 4107. Could see a bounce there. We have used this demand plenty of times in the past, so please know that it's not fresh. What I mean by that is if for some reason we have a lot of bad reports or something and the market's coming down here, this is not a fresh zone. It could easily crush right through it and head into this level here and then potentially all the way down to this level. Okay. So that's all I have to say about this smaller time frame. Okay, let's go over here into the NQ, and same thing. Let's go ahead and with our week. You can see here, same chart that we've had for quite some time. Just basically flagging around in this area, making lower highs, higher lows, sideways action. We have not come down to to support. Notice that the 9 EMA is in line with the support zone as well. So price comes down there. I would expect some buyers to kind of show up. And also, if for some reason, again, a lot of bad reports, then I think we could break through this and head towards 12,413 and possibly all the way down here to 12,000. Okay. All right, so that's the bigger time frame there on the NQ, and then over here we have our daily triggers. Resistance right now 13,182. Long triggers where I'd like to get long would be 12,849 by 12,680. And again, once levels get to these triggers, then we're looking at our TTM squeeze, looking at that histogram. If you guys have questions, please reach out to me. As far as the smaller time frame, when we come into the 4 hour, we have supply zone up here from the past. We have a new supply zone up here. We have demand zone down here. We got very close to it, didn't quite hit it, but I do believe that for at least the first 2 days or so, we probably stay within this range. Could be pretty tight, basically leading into Wednesday. Be pretty quiet. The econ data, the market watch calendar that we were looking at doesn't really look, that busy. It just feels a little quiet until it's not. All right. So again, guys, I appreciate you. That's all I have as far as this is concerned. Again, in the day trading room, please go over there and check out the room file. That's where I put these charts in there. And once again, if you have any questions about those charts, please reach out there in chat, and I'll be happy to respond. You guys have an amazing Sunday. I know we're about to do some barbecue and hang out with some family. So we'll see you early in the morning, guys. I will be trading futures tonight if we can get some range. Okay. So again, I'll be looking out for you. Have a great day.